All right, let's quickly go over the upright AP abdomen. So notice we have AP there. You might also see this termed as erect, but it's just with the patient upright. And they could be sitting in a chair as long as their abdomen is upright. The purpose of this x-ray versus the KUB is that now on this x-ray, we intentionally want to include the diaphragm. That's going to be about right here. In case there's any free air around the diaphragm, that's what this is for. And notice anytime we say air or air fluid levels, we're going to think about that water balloon or glass, that half empty glass, right? Where you want to see it from the front or like in front of your face so you can see any air and fluid levels in there. So in that case, we have our AP projection here. We're still at 44 inches of SID. The patient is not shielded, and make sure they've removed everything in the area. A belly button ring, if that comes out. If it cannot come out, document that along with the patient information. Then your patient, their back is up against the wall bucky. Here we have the IR. We're using a CR system, so computed radiography, which uses an IR plate here. You will notice that this is the incorrect marker. The book did that. So this should be, it said right or R, but this will be the patient's right side. This side will end up here on the patient's left side. So this should have been a left marker, but that's a good spot to put it. And it'll end up right there on the X-ray itself, if you have it there on the IR. Anyway, our crosshairs here that we're looking at, this central ray should be positioned MSP, which is this line, and then 2 inches above the iliac crest. So we're going to be 2 inches. Now the KUB was centered to the iliac crest. This upright is centered 2 inches above the iliac crest. So that, once again, as I said at the beginning, we include the diaphragm for any free air surrounding it. So there's that note there, 2 inches above the iliac crest. A routine 2-view abdomen would have been that KUB first, and then the upright abdomen at 2 inches above the crest. Note that if it's a 3-view, just check in with your site. Different sites will have different requirements, but a 3-view acute abdomen series would include a flat and then upright abdomen, both centered at the iliac crest. Then you do a PA chest x-ray to see the free air under the diaphragm. So you may have to, again, out in the real world, things often you have to adapt to situations. So in this case, we have a little exception to the way you did something. You wouldn't do that upright abdomen 2 inches above the iliac crest. It would be at the iliac crest, and then you grab that PA chest x-ray for the abdomen. And this is our x-ray here. So we see the left marker, even if it's upside down, it's right there. They've drawn an arrow on there to indicate that it was upright. And you can even see, imagine our water balloon, right? Here's the fluid level here, and then here's the air level there. You wouldn't be able to see it like that if the patient was in a KUB supine position. It would all just look kind of like this color. So again, this is important. And then notice how they got the diaphragm on there. So if there's free air under there, they could get that. Notice how now the pubic symphysis is missing, which is a requirement, an anatomical requirement on a KUB. It's missing on this one because it's not of interest on this image. The diaphragm is now of interest on this x-ray. A real quick note on the KUB, I don't think I mentioned that in the previous video, so I just wanted to make sure you knew, even just a sliver of the symphysis pubis or pubic symphysis here is okay. If you didn't have any of it, that might make a radiologist a little bit frustrated, because in getting that little piece of anatomy, you can be pretty sure that you've gotten the entirety of the bladder, which is one of the purposes of a KUB, which stands for kidneys, ureter, and bladder.